morning, Pante. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
So, I cannot hear clearly because from my side, maybe I don't know how to
Pante?
how to do the volume control.
We can hear you clearly. I think
Voice control. Audio setting. Audio setting.
dear Bante, there is time for Dharma talk. So with deep respect, we would like you to reach us Dharma for the benefits of all beings. And today we also have two remaining questions. So in the end of the class, we would like you to answer those two questions. If we have time.
Okay, I can hear now. Okay.
Okay, yes, Bante.
Yes. Wait. Okay, let's get started by saying Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, last week we had discussed about the 52 kinds of mental factors, including wholesome and unwholesome. Today, I will continue to explain the unwholesome karmas and wholesome karmas. There are 10 kinds of unwholesome karmas. I hope most of you have already know these 10 kinds of unwholesome karmas. 3 karma here action. One's action is called karma. The bodily unwholesome karmas are of 3 kinds. Verbal unwholesome karmas are of 4 kinds, and mental unwholesome karmas are of 3 kinds. So we need to know these 10 kinds of unwholesome karmas in our daily life, because if we know they are the unwholesome karmas, then we can avoid those unwholesome karmas. Number 1, killing. 3 bodily unwholesome karma. Number 1 is killing. Killing sentient beings is not good. It is an unwholesome karma. In Pali, it is called Panatipada. So we need to avoid killing any other's being. The killing is not good practice or not good action. That is why we should avoid killing any other's sentient beings. So that is one karma, unwholesome karma. And number two, stealing. Stealing others' belongings by hook or by crook. It is adina dana in Pali. If we steal, if we take others' belonging without being given by the owner, then it is the act of stealing. If we perform this demerits, then it is called unwholesome karma, unwholesome action. And the next one is sexual misconduct, kami mecha jara in Pali. Sexual misconduct, that means that if we have sex with others' wife or others' husband, something like that, that is called sexual misconduct. That is also not good action. It is bad action, unwholesome karma. If we do one of these things by our body, then we have unwholesome karma. So these unwholesome karma will give results in the future life. So by doing one of these three kinds of unwholesome karma, in our future life, we will be reborn as a lower realms or a lower world, like an animal or hell or hungry ghost, and so on. Because of these unwholesome karma, our future life will have bad results. So we need to avoid these three kinds of unwholesome karma. It is related to the body, that is why they are called bodily unwholesome karma. Killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. There are four very unwholesome karma. False speech, musawada in Pali. False speech, that means telling a lie. If we tell a lie, it is a very unwholesome karma. Slandering, bisuna vacha, slandering. So that is also no good action. It is a bad action, unwholesome karma. If we slander, if we make others hate each other by saying the untrue words to another person. And for example, there are two friends, they love each other, they are united each other. In order to disunite, in order for them disunite, if we say some words, then it is called slandering. If you say the bad words of the person, the friend, the person one to the person two, person A and person B, let us say. If you say the bad of the person one, person A to the person B, and if you say the bad words of the person B to the person A, and then they, they becomes disunite, they hate each other. In this way, if you create the the disunity of the two person. If you create two hate those beloved persons, then if you say such kind of words, that is called slander and backbiting. We can say sometimes the backbiting or saying some bad words of other person to another. By doing so, it is called slander and bisunawasa. It is also not good action. It is bad action. And the next one, harsh speech, trusawasa. Trusawasa, that means that you scold, you say abusive speech to others, you say harsh speech to others, you say bad speech, bad words to others, then it is also not good, not polite. We need to say some polite words to others. If we say some harsh words or bad words or scolding words or abusive words, then it is called prusawasa. That is also not good action. It is a bad action. That is why we need to uh, avoid such kind of words. The next one is frivolous talk. Sampablaba in Pali. Frivolous talk, that means in vain talk. If you say some words, meaningless words to others, it is a time waste of the time. That is why it is also surprisingly included in the ahusankama. If you say frivolous talk, meaningless talk, in vain talk, without making sense at all. If you say such kind of words, it is very smooth. It is ahusankama. So if you perform one of these perfect unwholesome karma, those karmas will give bad results in the future life. So we need to know these four perfect unwholesome karma in our daily life, and then we can avoid. The last one, three mental unwholesome karma. Covetousness, picture. It will Vyabara, Ramju, maturity. In this case, covetousness, a picture. Covetousness, that means if you think in your mind to get others' property, to get others' belongings unfairly, unlawfully, then it is called abhijja. This is the mental action in our mind. In our mind, we are thinking about others' belongings, how we can take those things unfairly or unlawfully. In this way, if you are thinking of taking others' belonging without being given by the owner, then it is also a wholesome action that arises in our mind. That is why it is called mental unwholesome action. The next one is ill will, vyabhara. Ill will, vyabhara, that also rises in our mind. The ill will rises in you. For example, that means vyabhara means in your mind. In your mind, you are thinking to torture others, other beings, to give trouble to other beings, to harm other beings. If I meet him or if I meet her, I will hit or I will kill or I will do whatever I want. In your mind, you are thinking how to give the trouble to others in your mind. By thinking in our mind like this, it is not good thinking. So it is also uh, unwholesome karma or unwholesome action. So we need to avoid such kind of bad way of thinking in our daily life. If you, for example, if you hate someone, then in your mind you are thinking, if I meet him or if I meet her, how I will make harms to that person, how I will hate, how I will torture, or how I will kill, something like that. In the mind, you are thinking like that. At the time, such kind of thinking is not good in our life. So it is also bad thinking, bad way of thinking. That is also mental ahusang action or mental ahusang karma. The last one is Ramju, Mecha Deity. Mecha Deity. Ramju. So in this case, Mecha Deity means you don't believe karma and its effect, cause and effect. Then you have Mecha Deity. You don't believe the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. That is also Mecha Deity. You don't believe the benefits of gratitude of your parents. That is also Mecha Deity. So if you don't believe the gratitude of your parents, then you may be ungrateful to your parents because of wrongs you. My mother is not grateful to me. My father is not grateful to me. If you believe in the wrong way, then you may easily be ungrateful to your father or to your mother. So we should always thank to our parents. We always should believe the gratitude of our parents. If not, we may be ungrateful to our parents. That is why Rongju is also Rongju is very bad in our life sometimes. If we have Rongju, we may do the bad things in our life. That is why, from this point of view, we always should thank to others. We should always thank to others in our daily life. We should value, thank, thank. We should value the thankful mind. Thankful mind, that means that I thank you my parents, I thank you my teachers, I thank you my relatives, I thank you my friends, I thank you my co-workers, I thank you my uh, citizens, something like that. If you keep such kind of thankful mind in you, then you will not have around you. Then you cannot do anything wrong to your parents, to your teacher, or to your relatives, or to your society, something like that. We should always keep such kind of thankful mind in our life in order to avoid such kind of wrong to nature deity. And also, if you don't believe the Buddha, then you cannot follow the teachings of the Buddha. We call Dhamma. If you don't believe the Dhamma, you cannot practice according to the teachings of the Dhamma. Also, if you don't believe the Sangha, in the Sangha, then you cannot listen to the teaching given by the Sangha. So that is also very important in our daily life. If we believe in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, in the Sangha, then you always obey the teachings of the Buddha, and you can practice according to the Buddha's teaching in our daily life. That is why we need to believe in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also we should believe karma and its effect. If we have believed in the karma and its effect, then we always do the good things in our life. We will not do any bad things in our life. That is the benefit of believing in the karma and its effect. If we have belief, if we have such kind of belief in the karma and its effect, then we will not kill any other beings, we will not steal others' belongings, we will not commit sexual misconduct, we will not say false speech, we will not say slandering, we will not say harsh speech, we will not say frivolous talk. We will not think in our mind related to the covetousness. We will not think in our mind ill will related to other hate person, something like that. We will not keep the wrong view in our mind by believing in the karma and its effect. Because according to the law of karma, if we do good things, we'll surely get good results. If we do bad things, we will surely get bad results in this life or in the next life. So those karmas we have done in our life will never be exhausted, will never be ended, will never be destroyed without giving any respected result. If you have done good things in our life, those good things will surely give good results in this life or the next life. And if you have done the bad things in your life, then those bad karmas will follow you. Without giving any bad results, it will not end. It will not be exhausted. So, if you believe this, then you can avoid those bad actions or those bad karmas. If you don't believe the karma like this, then you may do you may commit any of these 10 unwholesome karmas. You may kill mercilessly, you may steal without consideration of others, you may commit sexual misconduct, you may you may daily say, you may dare to say false speech. That means that you may tell a lie easily. You may slander easily. You may say harsh speech or harsh words, bad words or abusive speech to others easily. You may say frivolous talk easily. You are not afraid of committing these unwholesome karma because you don't believe the karma. That is why it is necessary for us to believe, to keep the karma in our mind. And then if you have this karma belief in your mind, you have never commit any of these 10 unwholesome karmas. If we commit one of these 10 unwholesome karma or many of these 10 unwholesome karmas, then those karmas are surely returning. Those karmas surely return to us sooner or later. Sooner or later, in this life or after this life. That is why we should not have wrong to Mechadeti. Mechadeti, that means without believing in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, Karma, and the gratitude of parents and gratitude of others. That is called wrong view. If we keep the right view in your mind, you always do good things. If you keep the wrong view in your mind, then you always you may easily do the bad things in your life. That is why these 10 unwholesome karmas are essentially to be known in our daily life. Only when we discern, we clearly understand these 10 kinds of unwholesome karma, can we avoid those 10 kinds of unwholesome karmas. So that is the unwholesome side. And from the wholesome sides and the wholesome sides also, similarly, there are 10 kinds. 3 bodily wholesome karma. That means the opposite of the unwholesome karmas are the wholesome karmas. You can easily understand abstaining from killing. If you can stay without killing any other beings, then you have wholesome karma. You have wholesome karma. If you can stay without stealing others' belonging, then you have wholesome karma. If you can stay without committing sexual misconduct, then you have wholesome karma. So in our daily life, you can check yourself whether you have committed unwholesome or not. If you have committed unwholesome, at the time you have unwholesome karma. If you don't do any unwholesome actions, then you have wholesome karma. So in our daily life, we can check ourselves. If you kill any other sentient beings, then you have unwholesome karma. But you don't kill any other sentient beings, then you have wholesome karma. So you can check yourself. You can check yourself. Most of us never kill any other beings. Then we have wholesome karma. At the time of killing, you have unwholesome karma. At the time of not killing, we have wholesome karma. Wholesome karma. So most of the time we don't kill any other beings. That is why we have wholesome karma. We can understand like this. If you steal others' belonging, then you have unwholesome karma. But we don't steal any others' belonging. Then we have wholesome karma. So we can check ourselves. We have wholesome karma, whether we have wholesome karma or unwholesome karma. If you don't have wholesome karma, you have unwholesome karma. You understand like this. If you don't do unwholesome karma at that moment, you have wholesome karma, wholesome action. So we usually don't do any unwholesome karma. That is why we have, most of the time, we have wholesome karma. Now you are listening to the Dharma, you don't kill any beings, that you don't see any others belonging, you don't have any such a misconduct, or you don't say, you don't tell a lie, you don't say slander words, you don't say harsh speech, you don't say frivolous talk, you don't have covetousness or beja, you don't have ill will, and also you don't have wrongdoing. Now you can check yourself. If you have these 10 kinds, then your life is wholesome. Your life is holy. So you can check this. How we can check our daily life, whether we have wholesome or we have unwholesome. Most of the time, we have no unwholesome. We have wholesome. So from this day onwards, you can check yourself. Most of the time, you will see yourself, you will understand yourself. You have wholesome karma. You have wholesome karma because you don't kill, you don't steal, you don't have such a misconduct. You have wholesome karma. You don't tell a lie. You don't say slandering words. You don't say harsh speech. You don't say frivolous talk. Then you have wholesome karma. In the same way you don't have covetousness mind. You don't have ill will, or you don't have wrongdoing. Then you have wholesome karma. So from these two aspects, wholesome karma and the aspect of wholesome karma and the aspect of wholesome karma, you may balance, you may check yourself, you may check, and you may understand yourself. You are on the side of wholesome karma. We are on the side of wholesome karma. Because we don't do unwholesome karma. You also don't do the unwholesome karma. Uh, uh, when you don't do unwholesome karma, you do wholesome karma. You can understand like this. When you don't do any of the unwholesome karma, 10 kinds of unwholesome karmas, then you can clearly know yourself. You are on the wholesome karma, wholesome action. So that is very important for us to understand clearly in ourselves whether we have done unwholesome karma or wholesome karma. So you may check yourself. In the past, how to say, before you don't know this, you did not know this, these 10 kinds of unwholesome karma. In the past, you might do one of these 10 kinds of unwholesome karma. But from this day onwards, you can stand on the side of wholesome karma. And you may know yourself, oh, I am on the side of wholesome karma because I don't kill, I don't steal, I don't have such misconduct, I don't tell a lie, I don't say slandering words, I don't say abusive speech, I don't say meaningless words. I have no covetousness mind. I have no evil mind. I have no wrongful mind. You may check. It is very easy for us to understand whether we are on the wholesome side or on the unwholesome side. If you know you are on the unwholesome side, you may check and you may change. You may stop there and you trying to stand on the unwholesome side. If you, for example, if you uh, have a chance to kill animals or some insects, oh, killing is not good. Since you know that, you avoid. Then you did not commit the unwholesome karma. Then you are the holy person because you can avoid the killing, the unwholesome karma. If you have a chance to steal others' belongings, then you check yourself, oh, it is not good. Stealing is not good. It is unwholesome karma. So it is better for me not to steal any other's belonging. You can avoid the stealing. Then you don't commit unwholesome karma. So in this way, when you have a chance to commit unwholesome karma in your life, then you know this is not good. This is unwholesome karma. Then you can avoid. You can avoid. Since you can avoid the unwholesome karma, you are on the side of the wholesome karma. So in this way, we need to keep the wholesome karma or wholesome actions in our daily life. Such kind of person is called the wise person, the wise one, the wise one, because you know the wholesome karma and unwholesome karma. And also you can avoid unwholesome karma and you can do any kinds of wholesome karma. So basically, we need to stay on the wholesome side in our daily life by avoiding 10 kinds of unwholesome karma. And again, there are 10 more wholesome karmas. Here, basically, we have the 10 kinds of wholesome karma. And again, these are also another 10 kinds of wholesome karma, kusala karma. Based on the aforementioned 10 kinds of wholesome karma, we have to beat ourselves by these 10 kinds of wholesome karma. In our daily life, we need to do some kinds of charity or generosity, or we need to give something to others. It is called dana. We can give. We should give something to other persons, depending on the situation, depending on the needs. When necessary, we should be generous. When necessary, we should give. We should do some kinds of charity in our life. That is the kind of promotion to the wholesome karma. And also, the number 2 is the sila, virtue. We can translate it precept, the virtue or the precept. In brief, there are 5 precepts taught by the Buddha. For the lay, for the lay people, the basic virtue or the basic precept is of 5 kinds. The aforementioned are 10 unwholesome deeds. Here, the virtue simply refers to the 5 precepts. They are, I hope all of you have known the 5 precepts. 5 precepts: not to kill, not to steal, not to have sexual misconduct, not to tell a lie, not to drink. Not to drink. Intoxicating drinks and drug. So just these 5. In your daily life, you can keep these 5 precepts. What about breaking? What about breaking? You can try to steal without killing, without stealing, without having sexual misconduct, without telling a lie, without drinking any alcohol or drinks or drugs. Then you have virtue. So that is also the good practice in our life. By doing so, we believe ourselves more and more. Because whenever you think yourself, whenever you reflect your life, you can understand easily, oh, I did not do the wrong things in my life. I have full of virtue. I have full of precepts. I have observed these 5 precepts for many days, for many months, or for many years. And then you believe yourself. You love yourself because of virtue or because of morality or because of precept you have kept. That is also one of the wholesome karma. And the next one, meditation, bhavana. Meditation, I will continue to explain next days. Bhavana is of, as you know, bhavana is of 2 kinds, samatha bhavana and vipassana bhavana. Serenity meditation and tranquility meditation and insight meditation. By doing so, you are promoted yourself. You promote yourself. You promote your dignity. That is why you promote yourself. You promote your dignity by giving, by virtue, or by meditation. And also the other 6 types, no? 6 types, 7 types, seven kinds of wholesome karmas need to be explained. So the other 7 kinds of wholesome karmas which can promote your dignity will be explained next week. Now so far I have already explained to you 10 kinds of basic unwholesome karma and 10 kinds of basic wholesome karma. And also the another 10 kinds of wholesome karma. Among them, I have already explained to you. Basically, we have to avoid the 10 unwholesome karmas, and then our life is on the wholesome side. Standing on the wholesome side, we have to upgrade, we have to promote our dignity by giving, by virtue, by meditation, and so on. I will explain the other 7 wholesome karmas in the next week. Now we have we should have stopped here because you have some questions to ask. Okay, you may ask.
Sadhu. Thank you so much, Sadhu. I believe, we believe that those knowledge are very beneficial for our daily life. We have two remaining questions from last week, so we can present the question first.
Okay. The question.
Yes, Bante. Here's quite a long questions
Yes.
about anatta.
Mhm.
This question about anatta. Is many people nowadays believe in a soul or self, but the Buddha taught that there is no soul or self, only the five agreed form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. If there is no permanent soul, so how should we understand the process of rebirth across many lifetimes? And in addition, how can we know our past karma and its results? Is there a way to understand what we may have done in the past lives that had led to our current situations? Sometimes I feel that without the idea of a soul, I lose a sense of direction in my practice. Without a soul, how can I aspire toward peace or liberation? And after that, where do beings go? Into what realms can they be reborn, and how does karma affect this? I kindly ask for your guidance to help me understand better and strengthen my faith on this path. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Okay. Very long question.
Yes.
Yes, okay. The Buddha taught us the Paramata Satya and Samudhi Satya. You know, Paramata Satya is ultimate truth. Samudhi Satya is conventional truth. So, from the perspective of the conventional truth, we have past life, present life, and future life. From the conventional usage, there are men's, women's, ladies, boys, gods, monks, nuns, and so on. So these are the conventional usage. They are also the kind of truth. And there is another truth, that is the Brahmata Satya, ultimate realities. The ultimate truth, it is called Brahmata Satya. From the perspective of the ultimate truth, there is no being, there's no soul, there's no atta. There are only five aggregates. In brief, mind and matter. So we are also the compound of mind and matter. You are also the compound of mind and matter, or five aggregates, when we expand this. So there are different perspectives. From the conventional perspectives, we have past life, present life, and the future life. From the ultimate perspective, we have no past. That means that we have no beings, no man or no human, no lady or no boy, something like that. We only have the five aggregates. So if we discern these two different perspectives, you can clearly understand. Here, if we stay in the conventional perspective, if we trapped in the conventional truths, then we cannot attain Nibbana. But we can accumulate merits, and we will be reborn in the samsara, life after life, life after life. Now we are doing good deeds. Those good deeds will give results, will give good results in this life and the future life. But we cannot attain Nibbana. We cannot achieve the liberation by remaining ourselves in the conventional truth. So if we can achieve total liberation from the rounds of samsara, life after life, then we need to approach the ultimate truth or ultimate reality. That is the key point. The key point. So we can guess ourselves in the past we did good things, good karma or wholesome karma. That is when we are reborn as a human being. Suppose we did the unwholesome deeds in the past, then we cannot be reborn as a human. It is sure we will be reborn in the lower rungs like animals or like ghosts or like in the hell. So we can guess in the past we did the good or wholesome deeds in the past. That is why we were reborn. And if you do good deeds, those good deeds will give you good results in the future life. You will be reborn as a human being or as a devas or as a Brahma in the future life. So these are the connection or the change of cause and effect. Because of past good cause, we have good effects in this life. If we have good things, if we have done good things in this life, wholesome deeds in this life, it is sure for us to be reborn as a happy run, as a human or devas or Brahma in the future life. So, from the conventional truth, there is the past life, the present life, and the future life. But from the ultimate realities, ultimate truth, Pramata Satya, in the past life, we had five khandhas. In the present life also, we have five khandhas. In the future life also, we will have five khandhas. So that is from the perspective of the ultimate truth. How we understand this, we have only five khandhas. Five khandhas, if we have five khandhas, we cannot liberate from death. And the past also, you can guess that you had five khandhas and you had death in the past life. That is why you were reborn in this life. In this life also, the five khandhas belong to you. Then you cannot avoid death. It is sure for us to face the death, finally. After death, we will be reborn any other realms, either human being or devas or brahmas, if we have good deeds. If we don't have good deeds, if we did the wrong things in this life, we will be reborn in the unhappy realms, like hell or direction, and hell or animals or ghosts or something like that. So from the ultimate reality, there is no animals, there's no humans, there's no devas, there's no brahmas. There are only five khandhas. If you have five khandhas in the future life, then also you are not escaped from death. So if you remains in the conventional truth, the area of the conventional truth, you are not free from death. Life after life, you will face death, and then you will have new life, then you will have death again, life after life, and every life you will have death. So that is called, the Buddha says, dukkha satya, suffering, the truth of suffering. Why the Buddha says like this? We cannot escape from death in every life. In the past life, we did not escape from death. In this life also, we will not escape from death. When we get the future khandhas like this, then we will not from death. In every life, we have to face the death finally. So we cannot avoid this. That is why it is called the truth of suffering, the noble truth of suffering, dukkha satya. So in order to free from this noble truth of suffering, we need to know the conventional truth. Oh, even though we are called human beings, from the ultimate perspective, there are only five khandhas. These only five khandhas will not escape from death. That is why, in order to free from death, finally, we have to observe ourselves. We may observe our mind, we may observe our feeling, and so on. It is called the practice of vipassana. By practicing or trying to observe the changes of mind or the changes of matters, we may liberate from the suffering, the truth of suffering. If we liberate from the truth of the noble truth of suffering, we will have the noble truth of cessation of suffering. That is called final liberation. So in order to achieve this final liberation, we have to practice vipassana. If we want to practice vipassana, we need to understand the ultimate realities. We may not confuse between the conventional realities and ultimate realities. From the conventional realities, we stay most of the time, and almost every life we are trapped in the conventional realities. That is why we are not free from the the, the rounds of samsara. We have to face the death without which life after that life. Now, the Buddha enlightened in this world. The Buddha preached the Dhamma in order for the beings free from these rounds of samsara, or this suffering truth, the noble truth of suffering. Buddha explained there are two kinds of truths: the conventional truth and the ultimate truth. If you stay in the conventional truth, you may get wholesome deeds, but you may not attain the final liberation. If you want to attain the final liberation we call Nibbana, you have to understand the ultimate truth. Ultimate truth, that means that there's no soul, there's no being, there's no man or there's no man. There are only five khandhas. These five khandhas are always changing, impermanence, suffering, and no soul. In this way, if we observe in our body to know about this more and more, finally, we will be liberated from the realms of the samsara. It is called, final liberation. That is why we need to understand in the past we did the wrong things or the right things. We can guess ourselves. Now we are human beings because of the good things in the past life. If we do the good things, it is sure we will be reborn as a human being or as a devas in the future life. So life after life, it is the chain of the cause and effect. Because of the past good cause, we have good effect in this present life. If we do the good things in this present life, then these good actions will be the cause to be reborn as a human being or as a devas in the future life. So in this way, the chains of cause and effect, it is called Paticca Samuppada, dependent origination. So that is from the conventional level. If we totally want to free from this life, the process of life after life, then we need to practice vipassana. This vipassana practice will help you achieve the final liberation. Okay, I hope you can understand. I try to explain.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for your profound teachings. I think that is quite late today, so we can let the other questions for the next class. We have one other questions about Vinaya.
Okay. Next week.
Next week, yes, we can discuss.
Yeah, we postpone next week. Okay. Yes. Very profound, very good question and long question. I try to understand for you. Okay, thank you.
Dạ không biết là Trung anh còn có thắc mắc gì không về câu hỏi không?
Okay, so let's conclude our class by sharing our merits. Itame bonya, asawakaya,
Savakaya,
wahan hotu.
Nivahotu,
Itame bonya,
Idame Punya,
Nibanasa,
Nibanesa,
Bachiyo,
Pachayo,
hotu,
Hotu,
Imang,
Imam,
bonya bagan,
Punya Bakang,
Sabra Satana,
Sabang Satana,
Pachima,
Pachima.
Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. To be
Sadhu,
honored, to come
sadhu,
to be happy, be healthy, be free from suffering.
Thank you very much, Sajadu.
Thank you so much, Sadhu.
You,
May you
for
always
you
be
are.
healthy, healthy, and
Thank you,
serenity
Sada.
in Nibbana.
Okay, see you. Good luck. I will leave now.